Hello everyone. I'm absolutely delighted to be presenting the Tunnell Trust's very first Tuesday Teatime Live. In the midst of these worrying and difficult times, none of our fabulous young musicians have a stage on which to perform live. So we're very keen to give them an online platform so you can enjoy their fabulous music right now. We hope to present at least 6 programmes during June and early July. Some of the performances were recorded within the last year or so, and some have been recorded especially for us during lockdown. Today, we thought we'd kick things off by showing you our own film, which will give you an idea about our work with those young musicians. This is followed by a performance of Bartok's Romanian dances by the 2019 Tunnell Trust Award winners, the Broen Ensemble. We've sadly had 2 concert tours by our groups cancelled this last March, and our music Col chamber music course in the Hebrides in July has also been cancelled. As we strive to support our fabulous young musicians even more at this very tricky time, we've launched our 30th anniversary appeal. Thank you so much to those of you who've given so generously to the appeal over the last few weeks. I'm absolutely delighted that Jamie McDougall from BBC Scotland, who is a patron of the Trust, presents this appeal for us. Do check back here next Tuesday at 6 p.m. for some more great music from our fabulous young musicians.
Hello everyone, my name is Jamie McDougall. I'm a singer and broadcaster, and I'm also proud to be a patron of the Tunnell Trust for Young Musicians. This is of course an impossibly difficult time for everyone. For musicians there is currently no stage in which to perform, and for freelancers that means no income. Their online performances, such as they are, also bring in no income. It is conceivable that we will not see live performances for the rest of this year. The aim of the Trust's work is to bring together the difficult gap between the student and professional worlds for our talented young chamber musicians, where recognition and experience can only be gained from quality performing and studying opportunities. The Trust has an outstanding record of supporting some of Britain's very best talent during the past 30 years, and we need to make sure we can continue that help, especially now. So please help the Trust to help all its superbly talented young musicians by giving to this appeal. Thank you.
The Tunnell Trust for Young Musicians was formed in 1988 by family members, colleagues and friends of the late John Tunnell OBE, founder leader of the Scottish Chamber Orchestra. The Trust was established in order to support young professional chamber music groups. The aim of all the Trust's work is to help bridge the difficult gap between the student and professional worlds for our young musicians, where recognition and experience can only be gained from quality performing opportunities.
John had been the charismatic founder leader of the Scottish Chamber Orchestra. His interests covered many things in the music sphere, particularly the support of Scottish music societies and clubs. John's interest also ran to young musicians, and he recognised very clearly the difficulty that young musicians had of getting onto the ladder and making a career and living out of playing.
I think the most unusual thing about the Tunnell Trust is that we aim to support pre-formed chamber music groups. We help them with a spot of further education, but more importantly perhaps with concert experience.
The award scheme, which sends young chamber music groups, mostly just out of college, around the Scottish music clubs on tours every year has become an important part of the life of the music clubs. There are about 80 clubs in Scotland, and the Tunnell Trust promotes a tour of about 20 of them every year. So a quarter of the Scottish music clubs get one free concert a year.
The young groups get not just odd concerts, which are so difficult to find, but actually short series of concerts. So they can take the same programme to several music clubs, and the music clubs get a free concert.
To actually play the same pieces 6 times in the space of a week is the biggest luxury. You learn to experiment with the music. You start to feel freer as a chamber group. And I think you learn so much faster in that way than doing 1 concert a month, and invariably with a different programme.
All the things that John did for music in Scotland should be remembered, and the best way to remember it is to do something to help young musicians and to help Scottish music clubs.
The Tunnell Trust for Young Musicians Study and Performance Week was established in 1993 by the late Wendy Tunnell. The event now takes place on the Isle of Coll in the Inner Hebrides. Wendy succeeded in creating a unique learning environment away from the pressures of everyday life. Anne Creer, Coll's fabulous community centre, opened in 2012 and provides us with the perfect venue for this event. The main hall has superb acoustics and provides us with the ideal concert venue. This wonderful building enabled us to move to Coll, and the event lasts for 10 days. We have 4 groups generally who attend Music Coll, and they have the opportunity to rehearse and work together for up to 8 hours a day. Some of them even go longer.
To be given the space and the time and the solitude and peacefulness that we have here at Coll in order to practice and get away from all the hustle bustle of the city and just really focus on like the one thing that we want to do, which is make wonderful music together and really high quality music together, is just, there's no other place like it.
Our tutors are some of the most inspirational and respected performers in the country. The relationship between our young musicians and the tutors is a unique collaboration, free from any traditional student-professor hierarchy, and this approach succeeds in achieving the most extraordinary results in a short space of time.
Actually, let's do that for balance. Do you want to just do a couple just for the balance? I've got some plaster if necessary.
But it's so wonderful the way the same melody, every time it comes, has a different harmony. I find it actually very, very moving, and it's sort of somehow Schumann's emotional instability took him in 2 directions. So sometimes the music's crazy, and sometimes it's just so simple. It's always sort of brings tears to your eyes.
Even better than the first time. Keep going. Some of the rehearsal and teaching rooms on offer provide spectacular views.
The presto is to come, so it'll be exciting. I think you can really just relax here. So after the nice and simple, after the bit smile. Live dangerously.
No, I'm exaggerating, but you hear how I sung the semiquaver too short, too crushed, too tight. Yes, that was very good. Did that feel more locked?
Yeah,
in?
yeah, definitely.
It sounded fantastically correct, better.
Some relaxation time on one of Col's fabulous beaches is always welcomed by the young musicians.
The participants in Music Col also enjoyed their relative isolation here. There are so few distractions apart from this countryside. It's socially good for them, but they're not trapped by their usual surroundings and all the usual demands and noise and so on, and they can really focus on just learning to perform better together.
For the duration of Music Col, all our young musicians are housed in the Col bunkhouse, which is adjacent to Ancrea, the community centre. Our fabulous home-cooked food is provided by 2 local chefs throughout the week. Another very important aspect of our work on Col is providing a free concert and workshop for the local youngsters.
The fact that children in particular get an opportunity to see musicians close up. A lot of the kids on the island play the violin at school, they play the fiddle. They're more familiar with Scottish music, obviously, traditional folk music, but they get to see some incredible virtuoso performances on an instrument that they're familiar with, which is just amazing, in fact.
We are extremely lucky to attract the most wonderful local audience on Col for our 3 public recitals.
Attended each of the 4 Tunnell Trust concerts here, and the standard has been phenomenally good. So good. Wonderful ensemble playing. We play very well together. So we've thoroughly enjoyed it.
We're very lucky at the Tunnell Trust as a working trust to have so many fantastic supporters. Numerous individuals have supported us over the years, and a huge number of wonderfully supportive charities who support us each year. Many of those charities have now helped us out for upwards of 8 or 10 years. Without their support, we could absolutely not do what we do to help these wonderful young musicians.
I think it's a great opportunity for the locals to be able to come and see this music, and it's also a great opportunity for the musicians themselves. Now that they know communities are welcoming to their music, to coming to the concerts, they can venture to places like this all over the country. To be able to come down on a Friday night and have a drink and listen to some nice classical music, it's just great.
coming to the Tunnell Trust for the entire time that it's been running here, and I think it's an absolutely fantastic event. People here sort of own the event in some way. There's a real immediacy about it, and in particular the fact that it's so incredibly intimate, and I think it's just an incredible thing to bring to an island like this.